Hey, it's Cindy here, and I wanted to talk to you today about when you don't get your partner, like when you don't get, you don't understand, what their deal is about something, which is a common human experience, right? I always say people are people, and it's so true. We all are just human beings doing the best we can. And a lot of times we go through something that our partner has never been through, or our partner goes through something that we've never been through. And we may feel like we're in a foreign country trying to understand what they're talking about, or why they're reacting the way that they're reacting, or just what's going on. So, when you are facing this, when you are a partner who has someone that you love and care for in your life, and you just don't understand what the deal is, I want you to just listen to them. And invite them to talk to you and say, what's up? What's going on? Why don't you tell me about this? And really do this when you can listen, like when you can stop doing anything else, when you can really pay attention to your partner and you can truly try to soak in everything that they're saying. And while you're listening, be very careful not to be judging in your mind whether what they're saying makes sense or not, or whether it's true or not, or whether it's fair or not, because whatever it is your partner's stuff. And you don't have to decide whether it's right or wrong, or fair or accurate or inaccurate. It's accurate to them because it's what they're experiencing in their lives. It doesn't matter what it is. It's their reality right now. Unless we're talking about extreme mental illness or something like that. But most run-of-the-mill things that you're going to run into with your partner is whatever their past experiences have kind of led them to be concerned about. If they've ever had traumatic experiences of any kind, those kind of things often come up. If they have old relationship issues, those tend to recycle and show up in new relationships. So it could be anything in their history, and it's very, very important when you love and care for someone and you've invited them to tell you about it and help, and you're wanting to understand, just listen. Do not go through a mental judgment in your mind over this again, or why would she be thinking that, or what is his deal that he's going down this track. That's not helpful. That's not going to help you or them or your relationship to do that. So you don't have to have the burden of decision. I always say we can leave all judgments to somebody else in life anyway, right? Excuse me. So when they're telling you about what they're experiencing or what they're feeling or what their thoughts are, then just sit there, look, listen, do not be doing anything else, and then repeat back to them what you're hearing. Oh, so you're concerned about me going away for the weekend because it brings up old anxieties you had from being married before, when your spouse cheated on you. Kind of reflecting back. That's just an example, right? So you reflect back basically what you heard them say, because then he or she will go, yeah, that is what I'm saying. And they'll feel heard. They'll feel supported by you just by doing that simple thing. Okay, so an inappropriate response would be, well, why are you not trusting me? I've never done anything for you not to trust me. Just because that jerk you were married to before cheated on you doesn't mean I'm going to cheat on you just because I'm going away for the weekend, right? That's you getting defensive instead of addressing the real issue, which is your partner's, anxiety or stress over what's coming up on your schedules. Okay, so can you hear the difference? When you can get not think it's about you, and stay really present with them and just repeat back to them what you're hearing and remaining calm, oh, so it's kind of causing you some worry about me going away the next few days because you've been through this before when a spouse ended up cheating on you. I see. Okay. You're not judging. You're not deciding it's okay, it's not. You're not taking it personally. You're just present with your partner. You're listening in and you're hearing what he or she has to say. And then you're reflecting it back, which is great. And then you might say, when they're finished, you might say, okay, have you shared everything you wanted to share with me about that? How can I support you? Ask the person, how can I support you when you're feeling stirred up about this? What can I do? And maybe he or she would say, well, if you, with this example I'm using, well, tell me where your hotel reservations are, and if I could please have your schedule for your work conference. And how about you check in with me, twice a day and let me know, how it's going, or is it okay if I call you, or, whatever. Just ask how you can support your partner through the stress, worry, anxiety, or sadness, whatever they're going through. If there's some tangible way, and then make sure you do it. Make sure you do it. If you want to be supportive, do what they ask you to do as much as you're able. And then give them lots of reassurance. Oh, thank you for sharing that with me, honey. I'm sorry this brings up some rough stuff for you. I love and care for you, and I'll be in touch this weekend, and I'll make sure you have a copy of the work schedule, the work events, and all the locations I'll be at, and I as much as you're able, please don't worry, because I'm going to be doing what I'm telling you I'm doing, and I love and care for you, and I hear what you're saying, and I understand. I just don't want you to worry. So give them lots of reassurance. Okay, so let's go over those steps again. When you don't get your partner, just offer to listen. Ask them to talk. Offer to listen, and be careful not to make any decision about whether it's okay or not what they're feeling, whether it's appropriate or not in your mind. No judgment is necessary. You don't need to make a decision about it or make a judgment about it. Just listen, and listen carefully, actively, so don't be doing something else. And then reflect back what you're hearing them say to give them a sense that you've heard them, and that'll give them a lot of great feeling of support. And then ask how you can tangibly support them, if there's some specific way that you can support them. And then give lots and lots of reassurance. And then do your best to support. Now, let's flip the switch a little and talk about if you're the person with the issue, right? If you're the person with the stress, the worry, the anxieties, frustrations, whatever it might be, you're the partner that has the problem. So I want you to be prepared to talk and explain yourself to your partner. Be prepared to do that and invite them to listen. Invite them to listen, and make sure you check in that it's a good time for them to listen. You don't want to ask your partner to listen when they're trying to beat a deadline that's 30 minutes away, and or they've been up for 20 hours straight and they just don't have any energy left, unless we're dealing with emergencies that can't wait. Just wait till it's where you really set them up to succeed in listening to you, and you set yourself up to succeed in being heard. So ask for when it's okay to listen, and then be prepared to explain yourself as best that you can, as best as you understand what's going on, and then be prepared to ask for what you need from them. Okay? And maybe what you need is for them just to listen. That could be all you need. Just please, all I need is for you to listen to me and hear me about this. But if you have something tangible that they can do to support you, they'll like that, especially if you're a woman and it's a man you're talking to. Men like they like to know specifically, tangibly how they can help, because they want to win. They want to be helpful. If they're healthy people, they love and care for you, and they want tangible direction. Men love directions. They don't want to ask for directions, but they love to specifically understand how they can support you when they love you. Okay? And so after you've talked to your partner and they've listened, you thank them for listening and you thank them for offering their support, you've given them some tangible ideas, then I want you to ask yourself, how can I continue to work on this problem I have so it doesn't have to be an issue for me anymore? I mean, you can invite your partner to engage in this issue with you and do his or her part to help you through it, but at the same time, you also need to do your work. So if you have a pattern of worrying about something that keeps coming up in your relationship, or you have a stressor in your life that has not been completely cleaned up in your life yet, then I want you to do the work that you need to do so you can alleviate the problem also, so it doesn't keep rising up. Okay, there's usually some very tangible things we can do with anything that we've experienced in life, anything we've been through before. This may mean you need to go to therapy or talk to a pastor or join a support group of some kind, but you may not need any formal assistance at all. It may just be practicing new habits to replace old habits that are surrounding whatever this issue is that you're facing. Okay, but my point is to ask yourself how you can work on yourself to grow so this issue doesn't have to be either as dramatic or traumatic as it has been in your life up until this point, or how you can alleviate the problem completely. Okay, so it doesn't have to come up anymore for you or your relationship. And then thank your partner. Watch for your partner to support you. Thank you for listening. I appreciate how well you listened to me there. Or when he or she follows through with something you've asked their support on, I want you to catch them being good, and thank them. Notice how they're attempting to support you and to help ease this situation for you. Okay? So again, if you're the person with the problem that comes up, then be prepared to listen. To talk and ask your partner when he or she can listen as soon as possible, and be prepared not only to explain yourself as best that you can, but also to ask for what you most need from them in this situation. And then look at your own life and your own self and ask yourself, how can you continue to work on this issue so it doesn't have to be such a big issue in your life from this point forward. So how can you grow through this so you get beyond it and reach a new level with it that's more comfortable for you? And then catch your partner being good and supporting you, and thank them when you see them supporting you. Okay, so hey, those are some tips on how to help in our primary relationship when we don't really get our partners, or our partners don't really get us. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.